No, good, thank you. Thank you. Call to order this special board meeting, April 24th, 2023. Citizens may comment on items appearing on the agenda when invited to participate during the agenda item by the board chair. Citizen may comment on items related to school district business not appearing on the agenda during the public comment section of the meeting. Citizens, after identifying themselves, will proceed to make comments as briefly as the subject permits. Basic rules of decorum are in effect at all times. The chairperson may interrupt or terminate an individual's statement when appropriate, including when statements are out of order, too lengthy, breach personal privacy rights, are abusive, obscene, irrelevant, or otherwise improper. The public should realize that this is a trustee meeting, business meeting conducted in a public forum. You will stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah, no one signed up with a request to address the school board, so we'll go right to the action items. And the meeting is to discuss and declare the levy election as invalid. So I guess somebody needs to make a motion so we can put discussion on the floor of that motion.
I'll make a motion to declare the levy election invalid at this time, due to the board not approving the levy amount 30 days prior to the election and submitting a resolution.
Yeah, unfortunately, we
Need a second first.
needed to, I'll make a second. That motion.
Okay, now discussion.
Unfortunately, we should have approved the amount 30 days prior to the election as Steph informed. So we were misinformed by the superintendent at the prior meeting when this was brought up.
That's probably not appropriate in this meeting. That's something that's in a privacy type meeting and an executive type meeting, so I refrain from using that language in this meeting.
Okay, well, you guys they can go back and watch the video too. It's recorded. Anyway, going forward, with the next levy, well, I think the plan was to kind of maybe talk about some of this going forward at our May meeting, as I'm sure a lot of you want to know what's going on since it affects the school.
We're just doing our best right here to make the best of the real unfortunate situation. And we've been in contact with OPI, MTSBA, the authorities, and this was their determination that we needed to declare the election as invalid. As painful and as it is, that's what both those entities said we needed to do. So that's what we're going to do. And then, but not to say that the levy election is over. It means in May, at our May meeting, we will discuss whether or not we want to pursue the levy, and then we can start over. Except that we'll still have to send the envelopes out and go again. But that's, we thought maybe we'd wait until the May meeting to discuss that. And then we have 70 days, I believe, at that point.
Yep, so once we decide to, then we'll submit the timeline to OPI and the state again, and yeah, we have 70 days. We have until August 1st, that's the latest we can run a levy this year. Otherwise, we have to wait till next spring.
And we just have to give them notice of everything 30 days prior, is my understanding.
Yes, so we call for the election as soon as possible. That gives us 70 days. And then the 30 days prior to election day is when we have to determine the amount.
Okay, so that's our tentative plan right now.
So we'll make sure going forward that we get the dates all accurate, so we're not in this situation again. Like,
And in all fairness to putting blame where blame belongs, there is 5 of us board members that were also involved and should have been keeping track of these things as well, and knowing. But I can tell you that OPI's instructions on how to do this is about as clear as mud as well, but the blame should be equally distributed and not necessarily on one individual person. In my opinion.
Like I say, it's a difficult situation, lots of aspects here. And we just have to, we just kind of have to put it behind us, go forward, and that's what we're gonna try to do tonight. So, okay, should we have a vote? All those in favor of calling of the motion? Aye.
Do we get-
Aye,
Do we have public comment?
Sure.
sure, yeah.
So is that why she's getting terminated? Because
We're
you
not
said
gonna
at the
talk
last
about-
meeting that it was because something about her contract.
I don't think that's.
That's not
talked
an
about
action
that.
item. We're not here to discuss any of that. We're talking
Well,
about
he
the
opened
levy.
it up by blaming it on her.
Well, we're not,
He said her, he named her
well,
I said we were misinformed
by the
In regards to-
superintendent.
in regards
So
to
you
the
opened it
election.
up.
So that has
We're not-
nothing to
yeah,
do with
that-
her employment contract.
that's no excuse for letting it go. Because just, I mean,
It's not an action item.
And-
I
and
think
it's-
we vote.
and it's a personnel item right now. We're not gonna go into that on about 3 different reasons. So, I think we need any other discussions that don't have to do with personalities. Okay. All those in favor of the motion? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, the motion passes. All right, as far as I can tell, we can all.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
With me, see.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.